Hey friend, you know I like a good thriller, right? Like the kind that keeps you up at night questioning everything. Well, Freida McFadden, she's basically the queen of that. I've read 4 of her books, and let me tell you, I've never seen the endings coming, which is kind of impressive, honestly, but also infuriating. But today is the day that I'm going to attempt to finally crack the code and predict the ending of one of her newest books, The Boyfriend. Now, I know very little about this book, very little, and I think I might have read a little bit of a spoiler, which it wasn't a spoiler, but like, oh, I don't know, if you don't know Freida books, then it would be a spoiler, but I don't know. I don't want to say just in case, but I know very little about the book. I don't know how it's 400 pages because I feel like I know the premise already, and I wonder if it's going to give The Gift vibes. Is he the man of your dreams or your worst nightmare? He's looking for the perfect man. He's looking for the perfect victim. I just don't know, like, what's gonna be the thrill in this? Like, is the guy gonna be really clingy and like creepy clingy? I don't know. Also, I want to see if I can predict the ending. That is my goal with this video. Can I predict the ending? Let's see. Sydney has terrible luck with dating in New York City, but then she meets someone amazing. Her new boyfriend is perfect. He's nice, good looking, and a doctor. But then a woman is killed. It's the latest in a string of killings. The police think that the killer dates his victims. Sydney should be safe. She's dating her dream guy, but she starts to think he might not be as perfect as he seems. And if she doesn't figure out the truth, she could be the next victim. Some thoughts. First, it was at like page 70, and I was like, if we get introduced to another character, this will be 2 stars and I'll throw it against the wall. But I think we're done with getting introduced to new characters. I think I really enjoy thriller books that only have like 2, 3, 4 characters. This currently has 5 women and 5 men, which is a lot. 10 characters is a lot for a little mystery thriller. But I think we're done getting introduced to new people, so that's good. Another thing is that I don't think I particularly enjoy whodunits, and so we've already seen a murder at the beginning of the book, like maybe 50, 60 pages in, and with 10 characters, I don't know. Yeah, I don't like whodunits. I prefer the murder or whatever thrill being at the end. I will say there was a moment, the chapter where the murder takes place, the last line of the chapter is like, there was blood everywhere. And then the literal next line of the next chapter was these people being romantic and being like, should we kiss? So that was whiplash. My heart rate went what? Just like truly whiplash, which I do enjoy a little bit of whiplash, but not too much. Oh, the other thing is that there's 2 timelines, past and present, and I don't know where they join up because the people in the past timeline, their names don't match up to the people of present day. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who is who. Like, is Alex in the past? This is just me making up names. Is Alex in the past Quinn in the present? Yeah, so I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. Or are these all just like 10 completely different people, which I doubt. I predict that there's going to be another murder. Yeah. And I don't know. I really want to see if I can predict the ending and if I can predict who's who. But so far it's been good. I'm excited to keep reading, which is good. Okay, a couple thoughts. So first thing is that I do think we've been introduced to all the characters, but I misspoke earlier. There are actually 6 guys and 5 women. And also, I told you about the murder. And I think my next prediction is that, well, first off, there was a reveal, and I didn't even realize it was time for reveals, and I'm like barely halfway. Yeah, it was just caught me off guard, like totally surprised. Now I predict that the murderer is murdered. That's my prediction. And I think because it's Freida, and because it's like, oh, a random person, I guess that's more Lucy Foley, but like I just, the 11th person that I forgot, I think has some significance. And then one other thing is that I forgot that Freida has short chapters. So some of the chapters are just like literally a sheet, like 1 page. And then some of them are a little longer, but I do appreciate the short chapters. And making my way through. So a couple thoughts. I'm not that much further than my last update. I'm on page 165. And so almost halfway, I think it's 350 pages, so almost exactly halfway. Anyways, okay, I made a prediction about, so there's the old timeline, the past, and then there's a new timeline, like present day. I made a prediction on present day. I did not make a prediction about the past. I had a suspicion of what would happen in the past. And it's coming to life right now. But I don't know the conclusion of the past timeline and how that's going to connect to present day. And I have no idea. I have no idea what could happen to make present day true. But I still stand by my prediction for the present timeline. The ball is rolling. But I have 150. Okay, another thing is like, it's short chapters. And I don't know if this is because I'm reading it physically versus on my Kindle. Because I think probably of the Freida books I've read, I think half of them have been on my Kindle. And I think it's been almost exactly a year since I read one. I think the last one was The Boyfriend, or The Teacher. And I read that in May. So it's now March. Anywho, I really want to read The Coworker, looking at the back here. And then people say Never Lie is really good. But this one, yeah, I'm just not sure. More twists than a corkscrew. Riveting. I don't feel like the twists have been so crazy. So anyways, I was trying to say, it doesn't feel fast. Because I'm also like, what more can happen? Like, we only need like 2 more conclusions. Like, I don't know why there's 150 more pages. Or I guess almost 200 pages, because it's 300 and, yeah, it's 360. No, there's a new book in there. 350 something pages. So yeah, almost 200 pages more. It's not crazy. I feel like other books, like The Gift, even The Housemaid, it was like, ooh, something eerie is going on. This doesn't feel so eerie. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so I'm at the part, I'm about 190 pages left, and I'm at the part where Tom's mom just came home. I think it's really hard to make predictions about the past timeline. I still don't know how it connects to the present timeline, what twists and turns will occur. No idea. Present timeline, I still think my prediction is right, but then I was thinking, maybe Freida is making us think that. And then there's going to be a twist, and it's going to be something completely different. But I also don't feel like she's making us think that. I think it's just my prediction based on it being a Freida book. So, yeah, it's still not eerie, but there is a lot of blood. Also, one of the characters has a blood issue where the person will just bleed out a lot more than the average person. But there is also a lot of blood. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be 4 stars. It might just be 3, like, you know, something to get from the library, but not necessarily to rave about. I don't know. I don't know. I think the present timeline probably will have some twists and turns. Oh, I guess I can make a prediction about who did the murder in the present timeline. You know, all fingers seem to be pointing at one person, but it's a Freida book. I don't know. The person I suspect the least is Gretchen. So I'm going to say Gretchen did the first murder. Yeah. I have 20 pages left. So let's read. I don't know if all the reveals have happened, but one reveal was kind of... I just really did not make predictions about the past timeline. But page 334. The epilogue. The boyfriend. It was 3 stars, like something you could get from the library, not necessarily need to spend money on. The twists were not too crazy. My predictions were incorrect, of course, but it wasn't so crazy in the end. Entertaining. Yeah, not crazy, not eerie. Like, if you want to read it, if you already read Freida, sure. If you want to read Freida, don't start with this. It's also kind of crazy how quickly she can pump out books, especially a 350-page book. Didn't see the end coming at all in both timelines. Yeah, I don't know. It was okay. For the question at the beginning of the video, can I predict a Freida McFadden book? No, I can't. Thinking about it more, I really don't have much to say about it. Yeah, it was okay. I do want to read The Coworker and maybe Never Lie. Those will probably be my next 2. But I think she came out, actually no, there's at the end of this one, usually at the end of her book, she has a preview of the next book she's writing, A Crash. I'm going to read this real quick. Okay, so I don't think I mentioned this, but I think this would be like 2.5 stars. On Goodreads, it'll probably be 3. It's very average. Yeah. I did read the preview for The Crash, which I think is already out, I believe. Seems interesting. I'd be down to read it. So The Crash, The Coworker, and Never Lie probably my next 3 in no particular order. But yeah, it does have multiple POVs. Really 2 POVs. The old timeline has 1 POV. The current timeline has another POV. I don't know what could have made it more eerie. I think maybe highlighting the blood disorder a little bit more and people's reactions to it. Also, I think I said this at the beginning, but I like books that have like 3 characters and you're just trying to figure out what's gonna happen, versus this is figuring out what's gonna happen and who did what, which I think is just a lot for 350 pages and like 10 characters. So yeah, I think 2.5 feels good. But you made it to the end. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.